Hello and Merry Christmas, tech heads! On today's very special Christmas edition of Techies and Teslas, we are going to be doing a review and unboxing of the Blue Yeti X microphone. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Blue, they are one of the best brands as far as I'm concerned when it comes to microphones for podcast streaming. They just have really great technology built in. So I have bought this beautiful blackout edition of the Yeti X on Amazon, and we're going to be doing an unboxing of it for you today. So sit back and let's go. Okay, so I purchased this Blue Yeti X microphone off Amazon. It was $227 Canadian. Now, if you're looking at purchasing this afterwards, check out the description down below and you will see a link to Amazon Canada and USA to buy this microphone. Now, Blue, as always has amazing packaging. I really love the look of it. So we are going to be unboxing this and giving you the real deal on what I think about this microphone. Currently, I do use a Blue Yeti mic, and it is actually this one right here, which is blue. But I did want to see what the differences were between the X and the normal Blue Yeti. So again, this is the Black X versus the Blue Yeti. So we are going to start our unboxing and see exactly what we have inside. Christmas style. It's got great product features that are displayed right on the box as well. So we have a box within a box. My favorite unboxing. Okay. So we have our instruction guide, which goes over some key features such as gain, how to adjust headphone levels, metering, mute, patterns, and of course, most importantly, the correct way in which to have your microphone. A lot of people want to kind of position a microphone towards them at an angle. That's not how you do a capsule microphone like the Blue Yeti X. You definitely want to have it straight up and down, as you can see in the picture. Now we also have our important safety stuff. We always read that later, or do we? So that just goes over to the side. Beautiful foam on the top. Very nice. Ooh. Wow. Okay. I like it. Wow. Amazing. Okay. Right off the bat, I'm gonna say this microphone unfortunately kills the blue normal Yeti microphone. Just the shape of it, the color, the black and silver really pop. I really like this mic already. So let's see here. And then the only other thing that we have in here, as far as I can tell, is our USB cable. Now, the nice thing about the new Blue Yeti X microphone versus the Blue Yeti microphone is that the Yeti X, which is this one, does come with a micro USB by USB, which is great because the old one came with the older style USB, and I didn't know why, because those have been obsolete on electronics as far as I know for many years. So it didn't make any sense to me why such a great microphone would have such old technology to connect it. So really glad to see the micro USB, which is now found on the Yeti X microphone. And that is all that we have inside the box. So a nice simple unboxing for the Blue Yeti. Now, overall impression of the microphone straight out of the box, you have your basic dials on the, I guess this would be the back of the microphone. So you have your different patterns. Now, this is a professional USB mic, and it does have a 4 capsule array, simply meaning that inside of this microphone are 4 different capsules which give you 4 different modes for your recording. So the modes that you can have on here are omni, bidirectional, cardioid, and stereo. Now, the nice thing about this as well is it is plug and play, and it will be compatible with both PC and Apple. Now, of course, I'm Apple, so I would be using it for an iMac, but I do have a PC that I strictly use for hooking up my microphones to. Now, some other nice things about this microphone, the Yeti X versus the plain Yeti, is that this one does have a high resolution LED metering. Now, we don't see it right now, but we will definitely see it afterwards when I plug this in and do a little bit better review with you guys. But this little knob here does have an 11 segment LED meter. And so what that'll do for you is, instead of having to look over at your computer system or whatever it's connected to, you can actually just take a quick glance and see what your voice levels are at right off the bat. So that's a nice feature, to be able to just kind of glance over and see if your levels are too high, too low, and then you can obviously just adjust them very easily using the button on here. Now, we also have the multi-function smart knob, which is at the back here. So by pressing that, you can basically adjust your mic gain, you can mute it, you can adjust your headphone levels. So on the bottom, as you can see, and actually we'll hold it up here, you have your headphone jack, you have your micro USB, and then of course you have a threading in here so that if you wanted to hook it up to a microphone, it is your standard mic threads that you have on here, and you can obviously use it to do that. Now, another nice feature about the Yeti X is that it does include the Blue Voice broadcast, which are vocal effects. So once you download the G Hub, you are going to have presets for professional on-stream qualities. And using the G Hub, it integrates a lot of different features where you can manage your gain, you can choose different levels at once again. So again, getting more technical with the microphones with the new features, you should be able to really have a better control of your sound and what you want to do with it. So that is also a really nice feature of this microphone. So another nice thing about the dial now on here is that you are going to have an LED customizable lighting that you can also use the G Hub app to control. So if you want a different color of your LED lighting, you can now do that as well. Now, as for the 4 different modes that you can use for the recording, you have your cardioid mode, which is apparently well suited, and you're going to see me glance over here while I read this. It is well suited for podcast, game streaming, Skype calls, vocals, instruments, and basically sounds that are directly in front of the microphone. So if you don't need a whole room experience, you're just talking right in, you'd probably want your cardioid mode. Then you have Omni mode, which picks up sound equally from all directions, and it's great for conference calls, or if you really, are in a meeting and you have other people talking, it'll pick up everything. You have bidirectional mode, which will be a two-way conversation. So if you're talking with somebody in an interview, that would be bidirectional mode. And then of course you have stereo mode, which uses both left and right channels at the ideal sounds to give a very realistic life sound experience. And the stereo mode of this microphone is what a lot of people for ASMR would be using to get that food, really immersive experience of the chewing and the food and the eating and everything else. So those are your 4 different modes. We're gonna try them out later on and see how they work. But for now, overall impression is I really like this microphone. It's sexy as hell. And it'll definitely be replacing my existing Yeti microphone. So we'll be right back once we get this bad boy plugged in. But for now, I'm liking it. All right, so we have now connected our Yeti X microphone. And like I mentioned, I am using a Windows PC, but I did cheat a little bit and checked out the audio quality before I started playing again, and I gotta tell you, it is quite amazing. So I'm gonna bring the Blue Yeti microphone here right now, which is where the audio is coming from that you're hearing right now. And if you look at the front of the microphone, you are going to see the metering levels here. Now I'm also going to flip this up this way so maybe we can get it better on the top microphone or top camera. But as you can see, we do have our microphone levels, and we want to basically stay in the green for the best levels. And you can see if I talk a little louder how we go into the yellows. Now on the back of the microphone, you will see the different patterns. So right now the best one for me is the cardioid mode, which is best for podcasts and streaming, which is exactly what I'm doing. So that's the mode that I'm using. Now, just like it promised, it was very plug and play. I simply plugged in USB into the Windows computer. It automatically installed the drivers. Now I haven't downloaded the G-Hub app yet onto the laptop, but that's just to give you a little bit more control, which I don't think I would really use too much. But again, it's something that if you wanted, you could definitely try it out. So overall, I'm going to say that this microphone, even compared to my other Blue Yeti microphone, this one is far supreme to it in both quality and features that we can do with it. So this is definitely going to be a keeper. The real deal. I love it. So thank you for tuning in. Once again, subscribe if you'd like to stay up to date with all the latest and greatest that we are putting out for you. And if you'd like to purchase this Yeti X microphone, I bought it on Amazon, and so can you. You'll see the links down below. If you'd like to leave a comment on anything you'd like us to do on the show for Techies and Teslas, please leave a comment below. Well, Merry Christmas, everybody. From Techies and Teslas, thanks for listening to The Real Deal. And Merry Christmas, everybody.